Hello. I just wanted to take this time to discuss and share with you the story on why I wanted to be a teacher and part of what influenced my philosophy on teaching in education. So here we go. When I was in sixth grade, I realized that I wanted to be a teacher because of the teacher that I had during that time. He was a really kind and caring individual, and you could just tell that he had a genuine concern for his students. He would take the time with each of us and talk with us, discuss how we were doing in our academics, where we needed to improve, and even just ask how we were doing. This was something that I saw and really needed during that time because it was a time where my life was somewhat troubled and I just needed an individual to be that light in my dark little world. So I saw this and realized that I wanted to be the teacher to be in these students' lives and be a light for them, to just show that there's someone who really cared for them. And there was also something else that he did where he would bring the hot water heater thing where you can either make hot cocoa or hot cider or tea. And he would just bring that in and have us bring mugs from home where we could make hot cider or hot cocoa or tea. Then during that time, he would have us work individually and we would just drink our hot cocoa, hot cider, or tea. And for me, it actually helped me focus more on what I was doing during that time. Because I was one of those kids who worked better individually at times and could really focus on what I was doing. This also created what I thought to be a welcoming atmosphere and just gave us that time that we needed to work on what we needed to. So, part of my philosophy as a teacher is to have that welcoming classroom and be able to have that time for students to work on their own if they need to. Um, so, in helping influence this part of my philosophy, um, it also showed me that I just want to have that positive learning environment for my kids and to show them that there is someone who cares for them and build that trust with them and that respect, and for them to just feel safe and more motivated to want to learn from someone that they trust and respect. This is something that I have always believed in, especially as a substitute teacher. I have had experiences where students don't know me, so they don't have that trust with me. When I come into the classroom, they already have attitude with me. And after I give instruction, I realize that going around and while I'm monitoring the students doing their work, I would go to that particular student who was giving me a certain attitude and get down to their level, just talk with them and ask them how they were doing, make sure that I didn't disrespect them in any way. Usually they would change their attitude and then they would even go as far as doing the work that I was asking them to do that was provided for me from their teacher. So this is just something that I learned from experience, just building that trusting relationship with them and giving that welcoming atmosphere for these students can help them feel safe and motivated more to learn. Again, it builds the respect between the students themselves as well as between student and teacher, having that welcoming atmosphere. Another thing I wanted to include in my classroom with this atmosphere, this type of atmosphere, is a flexible seating area, just so students can feel more empowered on having the choice of where they want to sit during the day. It also gives them a choice on if they want to work with their peers, their friends, or if they want to just work individually on their own. Even having an area where they can go to if they want to work individually, just because they might not be feeling well or something may have happened. Because as we know, as teachers or future teachers, students have a lot of stages and they're developing, and there's a lot of things going on in their little brains. So it's good to have that space for them to be able to sit and reflect. And even some students just might focus more on their work while they're in this type of a seating environment and this welcoming classroom. Just having a comfortable feeling. And then also, there was a study that was conducted at the University of Minnesota where in these types of classrooms, students participated more in classroom discussions at 48% more. And they also did better on standardized testing. So in having this, seeing that or hearing that, it just made me realize more and back up my thought and belief on having a flexible seating area in my classroom, or seating chart in my classroom. Just letting them sit wherever they choose. And this also helps create and build that welcoming environment for students. Just having, giving them time to do their work and building that trust with them, showing them that there is someone who genuinely cares for them, and just being a model for them in having respect for one another. And just, again, just having that welcoming environment for students to be in and motivate them more to learn. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.